Took out my old Michael Jordan telephone.
Good evening.
Roll it out.
Everyone, the NBA season is still young, but there's a buzz in the air for this game of the NBA Cup. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, and we'll be checking in with Allie LaForce from the sideline moments from now. Well, Clark, we've got a little regular season series here, 2 games in a row with the same 2 teams. And the fans are eager to see how their top guys measure up.
That's always something that we as broadcasters look forward to, and the fans as well. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup, and I think your coaches in these matchups will be making plenty of notes, mental notes, because adjustments will be needed and applied going forward.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, they've got Walker Kessler. Kyle Anderson is out there with Markkanen. Then it's George, and it's Collier in at the point guard.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
We will come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Guys, back to you.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you.
And Markkanen, the big fella, has nice court vision, solid at finding open teammates. They have been rolling. That's their first miss of the game.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans. All-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down-shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams.
This is where McDaniels has put in a lot of work, catching and shooting with confidence.
Here's Collier. That shot missing. Nice defense from McDaniels. Pass to DiVincenzo. The three. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
And really setting the tone early. With their three-point shooting.
That's already 5 made triples in the first quarter. What a start.
It's George on the wing. Plays it up and banks it in. George has got 10.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
DiVincenzo, the bounce pass. From the arc. And the three ball is good.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Lets it go with the three. Kessler with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Markkanen passes to Kessler. And Markkanen throws it down.
You know, when Markkanen's in this deep, he should be dunking it every time. I like to see him use his size like that.
Minnesota making some changes. Shannon's checked in, and Dillingham subbed in for Donte DiVincenzo. Here's McDaniels. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 3 assists in the game.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep. And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
For the three. Minnesota with the rebound. A fantastic stretch this group has strung together. 8 wins and counting.
Just playing really solid basketball right now. They're trusting each other more out there and attacking as a group. They're a fist, not individual fingers, which has made them tough to beat.
Outside, Markkanen. Here's Filipowski. Misses the fadeaway inside. Minnesota leading by 10. Launches a three. Conley's shot is off. Pass to Collier. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Here's Filipowski. Launches it. It's good from long range.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Minnesota.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Clark is out there with Joe Ingles. Then it's Dillingham, and it's Shannon in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, team. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you, Kevin.
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie. Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Freeman's checked in, and it's Donte DiVincenzo in for Dillingham. They set the pick. 5 to shoot. Nobody near Nurkic. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Nurkic has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Jazz. So, Clark, looking at the history of the Timberwolves, they're in the most successful stretch ever.
Yeah, you look at the first 24 seasons, Minnesota won just 2 playoff series total. They've won 4 rounds in the last 2 years alone in the playoffs. You know, what's been the key if you ask that question? I'd say having that guy Anthony Edwards is where you start.
Ingles finds DiVincenzo. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Filipowski in the corner. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Hendricks can't get it to go. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Pistons in Detroit. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
So both teams making some changes here.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Dr. Kessler, he's checked in for Jusuf Nurkic. And a chance now to see where teams stand in the early stages of the NBA Cup.
And a lot can still change before we get to the knockout round. But one thing we know at this point, this competition has really added some excitement to the regular season since it started.
Pass to Filipowski. Utah moving it around. Kessler setting the pick for Anderson. Looking to end the run. Kessler with the bucket. Kessler's got his second basket of the night. And Clark, I've got to say, you might have been one of the first true combo forwards. And that's not a rarity anymore.
No, it's common. It's actually 13 to a dozen now when you talk about the versatility of forwards in this league. At sizes going north of 6'8", ability to make threes and go rack to rack. You're not boxed into any one position nowadays. It's all about being a skilled, versatile basketball player regardless of your size. And I love it for the game and for the spectators.
And having a star in Anthony Edwards, Clark with so much confidence, what kind of impact does that have for the Wolves?
Well, it's huge. I mean, he wants the pressure of carrying the team. And with his outgoing nature and skill set, that mentality, I think, permeates the team and gives it great confidence.
Mike Conley's checked in for the Timberwolves. And Utah with a change here, too. Collier's checked in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Pass to Anderson. And he uses the glass on the lane.
Good work inside from Anderson. I mean, he's deceptively long and uses that to his advantage down there.
And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 4th assist in this one. The Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one after the win against the Knicks in New York. George dishes to Markkanen. Good on the triple. Markkanen's got 5 now.
And there's Markkanen with the response. Gotta love this guy's moxie.
A 3 for DiVincenzo. And another 3 for Minnesota.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
From deep three-point land, a three-pointer is right on target. DiVincenzo's got 36.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Here's George. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Timberwolves leading by 16. Here's McDaniels. Offline with his 3. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Miller with the double team. Anderson passes to Collier. McDaniels against Anderson. Pass to Collier. 6 to shoot. Now Markkanen drills the three-pointer. He's got 8.
Boy, he is fundamentally sound. Tough cover.
And so it's Minnesota, 13 points up at the end of the period. Their work from beyond the arc has been to highlight a lot of threes, finding the bottom of the bucket. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Whoa, I love seeing a team spread the ball around like this. The difference in assists is the difference in this game right now, Ernie.
And now coming back around to our feature. And that'll do it for halftime.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Nice game. Great performance by Donte DiVincenzo.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. Walker Kessler is out there with Anderson. Then there's Markkanen. Then it's Collier. And it's George in at the 2 spot.
They call him slow-mo. That dunk from Anderson was anything but slow-mo. That was power mo.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
The 3 from George. Second chance effort. And the layup good by Kessler. Kessler's got 6 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag.
And again for 3.
Another 3. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
They just keep pouring in. This is a top 5 all-time single game for 3-point shots made. So coming close to 40 years of age, Mike Conley's production has slowed down, but Clark, he is still so valuable in so many ways.
And his value comes in his production, but maybe more so in the intangibles, which are really hard to measure, but they're palpable.
Good, another from 3.
It has been raining threes for him tonight, alone at 4th in the all-time single-game triples list.
Guys, he cannot miss. They have to keep feeding him, right? How many more can he hit? Let's keep counting.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He got such a fluid release, too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers. That was just a bad pass. There's no other way to describe it. It happens, but that was bad.
Here's Kessler, and Kessler throws it down.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stop.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Jazz trail by 17. Right wing. Pass to Collier. Anderson the screen. Markkanen in the corner. Takes the 3. Rebound, Minnesota.
That's what you want defensively. Force contested 3.
And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
He's been incredible tonight. Seemingly scoring at will. Really powering his team forward.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. As now we'll give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Shannon's checked in. Lepowski, he's checked in for the Jazz. 1:52 left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Collier. In the corner, George with it. 5 on the clock. Here's Collier. A 3 ball. Miller grabs the miss. Miller's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
He's trying to get himself into a rhythm, but at what expense?
Conley's shot is off. Jazz trail by 20. Stolen by Michael Conley. He takes it in. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent. It's also about timing.
And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. You look at Kessler. Fierce inside defender. Tops in the NBA in blocks.
It happened so often. I'd say to myself, there's no way he can get to that shot, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and it go down as another block.
Releases from 15, and Beringer pulls it down. Berenger's got his 4th rebound in this one. A 3 for DiVincenzo. Hendricks pulls it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
7-second difference, shot and game clock.
How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much weight that carries.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a 3-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Collier, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. Dante DiVincenzo. He's been the guy. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Jaden McDaniels is out there with Clark. Then it's Joe Ingles. Then it's Dillingham. And it's Shannon in at the 2-guard position. So that's the Timberwolves spot.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
For 3. Hands it from downtown. Shannon's got his first 3 points of the game.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the 3-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there. Leading them right to the basket with a tremendous pass. Really good execution there.
Minnesota leading by 18. 3-pointer. Rebound by Nurkic. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Utah. Pass to Filipowski. Jazz passing it around to the left side wing. Here's Hendricks. Shot clock at 6. Fires from deep. Nailed from 3-point land.
He was licking his chops there. Got a good look.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. A shot by McDaniels. No good.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Nurkic, the pass to Hendricks. This one for 3. And finished off by Nurkic.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points. Staying active even after the shot goes up.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He said, keep it going, guys. Ride this wave of momentum. We're playing great right now, but we can't let up. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. Here's George, and Utah again with the bucket. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Pass to McDaniels. Fires the 3. Connects again from distance. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Jazz trail by 16. Here's Kessler. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul. And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
Here's Miller. McDaniels. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. Miller's got 6 assists here tonight.
And that was from way outside. It's clear McDaniels has confidence in his long-range capability.
Here's Collier, outside Markkanen. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in, and finished off by McDaniel.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Jazz trail by 21. Knocked away. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. A shot by McDaniels, no good.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Anderson finds George. To halt the run, the Jazz again can't hit it. Timberwolves leading by 21. McDaniels outside. Shoots over Markkanen. A nice shot by McDaniel. 16 points for Jaden McDaniel. Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Minnesota.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight when you see an...
Another one goes. Incredible.
And it's 60 points again. Can't believe he's done it now 3 times.
I mean, right, 3 times. He's now tied for the 3rd most 60-point games in a single campaign. From outside the arc, and the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there, go get it.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Williams for 3. That shot misses. Now the Timberwolves with it. Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Here's Hendricks. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. And tonight, not just a regular season win, it also counts in the NBA Cup standing.
And if you look at the teams that advance in the Cup, you normally